Hello and welcome back to Got a Problem Mate podcast. GAPM. That's the, what do you call that?
Hello, welcome back.
What's this new thing
I've
got?
decided for energy, because some people do this, I'm going to stand up.
Which people?
Like some podcasters, they stand up.
No,
and
they
it just gives them
don't.
more energy.
No, which podcast? No, they don't.
I've seen it.
Jake Humphries doesn't do it on the High Performance podcast.
Do you know who used to do it?
Who?
I don't think it's a good one to say. Russell Brand used to do it all the time.
Right. Sit down.
But now this is giving me like a Liam Gallagher kind of energy. Do you know what I mean? How he leans into the mic. Don't you think I've started this strong?
No.
Are you finding this menacing?
This is poor quality. Welcome back to the United Kingdom.
Thank you.
Because he left for Christmas unpatriotically.
Hello, everybody.
Went to Africa.
If it's your first time listening to the podcast, it's called Got a Problem Mate because it's a podcast where we solve our problems, your problems, and our guests' problems.
Well done.
I'm Joey Page. I'm a professional stand-up comedian. This is Bilal. He's a part-time stand-up comedian and streamer.
You can Google me and things will come up. Unlike Joey Page, where it'll be like, "Did you mean Joe Pace?"
I don't like our guest today. I don't have a Wikipedia, and I think it's about fucking time someone set one up.
Has our guest got a Wikipedia?
I forgot we're not allowed to swear in the first 5 minutes because it drops us down YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have one when I looked for it this morning in prep for the show. So unless one's been made in the last half an hour, no.
Let's put one together after.
Huh? Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I'll do it.
Oh, you want to do mine as well?
Yeah.
One of these little egg salads that listen to this show, yeah, or watch it, that are like sitting around in offices doing their work, wanting a bit of a reason to bunk off. Surely one of you can do me a Wikipedia
That's
page.
not bunking off. That's more work.
Yeah, but it's fun work, isn't it?
How have you been?
Oh, terrible. Honestly, I've been on holiday. I've come back in the worst shape ever. So you know when we did the podcast last week, I was so ill. Like, it came on during the podcast, and I thought, I've got heat stroke. I've been in the sun for too long. I was feeling a bit dizzy and a bit sweaty. I was like, oh. And I had a bit of a funny tummy that morning, right?
Funny tummy.
Anyway, but then not again the rest of the time. And I don't like talking about this sort of thing. I don't like the idea of people thinking about me.
No, but
using
don't go
my
into
ablutions.
detail.
Or as my dad said the other day, I said, you know when we phoned him on the show and he was in the bath? I phoned him the other day and he was in the bath. And I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm abluting.
Oh.
He's using the ablutions.
Okay.
So I don't want the audience thinking about me in that state, but it was just once. So
We've
I
all
didn't
been
think
through it.
But I didn't think it was food poisoning because it was just once. But it was food poisoning because Rebecca's mum is a doctor and she checked me over. And I basically spent the next few days shivering and then had to get on the flight home. I got on the flight home last night and yesterday, it was the night before. I don't know what time is anymore, right? It was an 11-hour flight to Switzerland and then a changeover and then a flight here. And there was the most monstrous baby. It was like a 2-year-old. And he was like screaming and hitting stuff and then speaking in a foreign language because he was not English.
Yeah, that's a step too far.
But loudly, but like not proper words. So it was just like gibberish. And I couldn't sleep the whole flight. And I was shivering and I was hot and I was cold. And I got home and then realised that my personal inflation is like 4,000%. So coffee is now £4 when it was £1.70 for two.
£1.70 for 2 coffees in South Africa.
So I'm back.
What did you eat?
I had a piece of pizza that was about 3 days old that had chicken on it.
That was
and
on
in
the
South
floor.
Africa, they have... and in South Africa... they have a thing called load shedding where they basically haven't got enough electricity for the whole country. So they just turn it off at certain points. So the fridge had been off intermittently. And I've forgotten about that and I ate it. It made me a little poorly.
But I would never eat a pizza that's like 3 days old.
Why not?
That's too old.
Who are you?
I'm not getting food poisoning.
I've had food poisoning.
That's a bit old. Wait, is it a
year.
pizza from, was it from like a takeaway?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's not real chicken though, is it?
There's a lot of issues with it, I'd say. Well, I'm glad you're better. Are you better?
No, I've got a headache.
Oh, okay.
Constantly dehydrated. But I'm gonna have my breakfast in a minute.
He's a Huel guy.
Huel head. Okay.
Can we introduce our guest?
I think we should. I haven't asked you anything about you, but it's tough luck.
It's all right.
If you want to get it in, you got to get your shots in when you can.
No, that's not how friendship works.
Let's introduce our guest, who I'm very excited to have on the show. He was a very good friend of mine. He's now since become my nemesis. He did one of the best Edinburgh shows I've ever seen, which got him nominated.
You have to narrow it down which one it was
of an
Jerry.
award. I'm getting there.
Oh wait,
which got him as the joint winner of an award. Should have been the outright winner. And one of the best bits of stand-up about the Middle Isle in Lidl ever, or it's one of the best bits of stand-up I've ever seen, but it's about the Middle Isle in Lidl. He's got a bad back and he likes wrestling. He's tall. It's my good friend, Dannyward.
Hi everyone. My back. I'm in recovery with the bad back at the moment.
Again.
Have been for years.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick
good.
intro for you now. This is what we do here.
And then you got to tell us which is the best intro.
Oh, okay. Right.
This guy. What can I say about this? Well, truly. With a high energy set, not reliant on smut or swearing. So when you cut... What?
It's haunted me, that biographer over a decade. Where did you...
I love this. I love the smut or swearing bit. It says, my favourite bit of this... I'm not going to read the whole thing, don't worry. But my favourite bit of this bio is when it says, because it's clearly old, right? It says, he is booked at clubs across the UK from university gigs to 300 capacity art centres. Like that's your absolute peak.
If it's any more than that, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, it's Dannyward.
That's why I don't want a Wikipedia page, you see. You've got to keep yourself humble.
Yeah.
310 seats. No thanks.
Up to 300.
Whose did you like the best?
Oh, good Lord. You can't scrape the internet clean of all that stuff, though, can you? That's the thing. Well, I preferred yours, Jay, because it wasn't,
a slight dig.
Essentially stolen from my
But
former agent.
he stole it from online.
No, I wrote it down.
No,
That's
you
different.
just added my friend.
No, I just wrote it down myself.
All right,
And he mentioned I'm award-winning
In the
as
show
well.
notes.
You know.
All right, award-winning, only does up to 300 seats. My
only
friend.
only 300 seats.
Not
award-winning.
anymore.
I tried it in Edinburgh with my show this year called Award-winning, right? Which I thought would be, clever, but I can't say Adam rushing in.
Yeah.
But
who can anymore?
Which award did you joint win?
it was the Amuse Moose Award for Best Show at the Edinburgh Festival 2013, which I shared with Owl-a-Bell. Owl-a-Bell. Do you know Owl-a-Bell?
He does a bit where he just says his name a lot like that.
Owl-a-Bell.
I know the name.
10 minutes, Owl-a-Bell.
That's why you know his name, because that's all he does.
10 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Then what's the rest of the show?
And that's what was
That's what you
Danny's show.
But it was all right, and I got what was known as the People's Champion Award because it was voted for by the industry, and obviously, famously, they're not that bothered about old Wardy. And but the people were all over it. They gave me that sparkly moose trophy. Yeah. We shared $5,000.
Wow.
Which is
wasn't bad, was it? $2,500 each. Well, minus commission, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
And
whose commission?
well, my agents at the time, which I thought was a bit fresh.
Agents
I thought that was a bit fresh, to be
They're
honest.
not supposed to.
Do agents take award money?
I don't think they're supposed
to. Wait,
to.
hang on. One thing.
I was quite
my
surprised
agent
at the
listens
time.
to this. If you try and take award commission, it's over.
You got to win something first,
I've got to win
Exactly. We were all thinking it.
Okay, so
and also I also got a tryout for 8 out of 10 cats on the back of that as well.
Yeah.
Which was one of the most horrific experiences of my
I've
life.
had the exact same
It
experience.
was absolutely horrible. Imagine putting like 6 XL bullies into a ring and saying one of you will get on television if you maul the other 5 to pieces in front of the eyes of the producers. That's what it felt like.
I had the same experience. I had a really good Edinburgh 2016. Then I got that.
Yeah.
Read through for 8 out of 10.
It was-
who were the other
horrible.
It was
who were
so
the other
undignified.
XL bullies in your one?
I'm not going to name names.
I don't want to say, but I'll say that one of the XL bullies, put their leg around the back of their head at one point.
Oh, you can't compete with that.
And they got it.
A female XL
They weren't.
bully.
I'm not going to say.
Was it a female XL
Look,
bully
it
or a
doesn't.
male XL
I don't want to
bully?
go into
Honestly,
any
it was
I
the
just
most
want to know if I'm
undig-
picturing a man putting his leg behind his head or a woman.
It doesn't matter.
Does
does
to
it?
me.
It was the most undignified thing I've ever done because you've got your prep there, right? And you go to open your mouth and they'll just, everyone will just talk over you.
And they're not talking about the stuff. They're doing their own bits.
Yeah. It was horrible. It was really horrible. So luckily I didn't get it.
Can I just say to the people at home, what a hot start to this episode.
I got more gripes about this stinking industry, mate. Don't you worry.
Now, Danny has come on the show, dear listener and viewer, and given us possibly the most complex drinks order of any of our guests so far in the 47 episodes that we've done. An extra hot skinny latte. Yeah. So how did that live? Because you drank quite quickly, okay, so I'm worried it wasn't hot enough.
No, that was perfect. But here's the thing. I don't order extra hot to ensure that it's extra hot. I order extra hot to ensure that it's not cold.
Right.
And if you're not careful, with lattes,
it's
you
like
can
talking to added
much
sugar.
Have a coffee milkshake. Is that a compliment?
I'd take it as one.
So you get extra hot. Obviously, I've got the Pret subscription, right? So it's obviously. So, but I looked at my watch and it was 10:35 at Stratford, and I thought, well, I better get my skates on. So happy with the coffee. But when I used to work, before I was working in comedy, I worked in TV. I was a runner for years. Turns out you're meant to progress on to other things.
Yeah.
But
you look like you have. You look like a director today.
Oh, thank you very much. Anyone can watch the Incognito documentary that's available on Amazon Prime that I made with Joe
Is it free on Amazon Prime?
It certainly is, with ads. It's freebie.
I'll watch it tonight.
In fact, we got a statement yesterday. We make about £18 a month off it.
It's not bad.
That's not. I mean,
that's £9 each.
No,
I thought you were going to say like 6p. Honestly,
which is nearly your Pret subscription.
And I tell you a little
hack.
Before you get into that,
can I just tell the people? Can I just tell the people at home about who Incognito was in the documentary?
Yeah.
I don't
hold that thought.
I try and make it that we haven't got much of a comedy audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, by telling people that love comedy to f*** off as often as possible. And not get comedians on, but we mostly get comedians on.
That's who we know.
But I'm trying to broaden the horizon.
Yeah.
But essentially, Incognito was a real maverick comedian and can be summed up best in that he sometimes would take a nail out of his pocket, hammer it into the wall of the stage, and then hang his coat up.
And then he would go to the audience, 2 things you need to know about me. Number 1, I don't give a fuck. And number 2, I've got a hammer. Am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah.
But it said that you do no smut, so that's...
Oh, yeah, I know. Hey, but that was 2008, before I started dyeing the beard.
Yeah, you started dyeing the beard.
Just for men, mate. It's not dyeing. It's switching off the greys.
Switching off the greys.
Yeah, anyway, so Incognito died on stage, and people thought he was joking, like Tommy Cooper. And so we made a documentary.
And when was that?
That was in April 2019.
Yeah.
But we don't really focus that much on his death. It's more about his life.
Just
and it's called A Life and a Death on Stage. But, it's and it's a good account, if you like, of the alternative comedy industry as well.
Yeah, it is. I very much enjoyed it. And I watched it not even in preparation for this. I watched it ages ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So that Pret hack, do you want it or not?
Yes, please.
Right, so all you have to do is just screen grab the QR code, send it to someone, and you can share it. I mean...
For that month?
Yeah.
So what happens?
Because I love a bit of crime.
Do you build it up till you get a free coffee, or
you get what it is? It's £30 a month, and you get 5 coffees a day.
Oh,
you just have to scan the QR code. But I ain't getting through 5 coffees.
Why aren't we
if you boys did it, right, £15 each a month.
Oh my god!
And then you just share the QR code
as part of the Patreon. When we set up the Patreon, I'm going to share the QR code.
I hope Pret don't get wind of this, but they
but
must.
There's only 5. Huh? There's only 5 coffees.
Don't ruin it for the rest of us, Joey. Don't get silly and start getting it out so Pret realise. They get someone scanning it in Edinburgh, and then 20 minutes later down in Plymouth, they're going to smell a rat.
Yeah.
I wish I hadn't said it.
It's like, I wish you hadn't said it. So I'm just thinking of ways to make money now.
But I used to be a runner, right? So anytime I came into Soho, that basically meant that for £89 for the day, I was going to be doing 12 hours, basically, buying coffees. So it was quite a
what do you reckon the rate is for a runner now? £89 then?
It was £89 in-house, and it was £125 for shoot days. So, I mean, that wasn't the end of the world, but they were 12-hour days.
Yeah.
And the likelihood of you doing more than 3 a week were quite slim, really, because there was, a lot of competition for the jobs. But then
you've got actors like kicking you downstairs and stuff.
Oh, I tell you, the scum you have to deal with, and it's often the lesser known and the lesser successful people.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting. Jude Law couldn't have been more nice. Is that a good?
I've heard
he was
about him
really
a lot,
nice. We had a chat.
Yeah?
We talked about
that's nice.
We talked about Croydon Market. Talked about magic mushrooms. Really, really nice. Right?
Is that where he got them?
Them shitbags who worked on the bill, right?
Yeah.
Who
DCI.
never worked again. Not your Burnsides. Yeah, not your DCI Burnsides, but the younger generation, and of course, famously, my Reg Hollis story.
What is your Reg Hollis story?
Remember Reg Hollis from the Bill?
No.
Reg Hollis, he was played by Jeff somebody.
Okay.
And he was in the Bill for years.
What
and
about
years
Jim
and years.
Carver?
Carver, he'd gone before I got there.
Okay, I'm just
But there
reading
was
out names
stories,
of
right?
people.
But there was Tosh Lines, wasn't there? There was DI Burnside.
What about Terry Perkins?
Excuse me, I don't know who Terry Perkins is.
What about Tosh? Yeah, I know who Tosh Lines is. What about Tony Scannell? Sorry, go.
Scannels. So what happened? Do you want to hear this story?
Yeah, I do.
So
It's
so
my
I'm doing
job to
6
interrupt.
weeks. So I'm doing 6 weeks on the Bill.
Yeah.
It's like when you do the vegan podcast with Julian Dean, you can't get 30 seconds into it without him making a dick joke. Anyway, Tosh Lines. No, it was called. He's called. I've forgotten his name now.
Reg Hollis.
Reg Hollis. We're filming on a Sunday morning in Merton in southeast London, southwest London.
Shout out to my friend Grant who lives in Merton.
And it's a Sunday morning, and we're shooting in like a council estate because lots of it was shot in a council estate. And I'm new, right? Reg Hollis clocks that I'm new, and he wants to play a little bit of a joke. He goes, I need a custard tart," and I was like, "Well, I haven't got any custard tarts." He goes, "Well, no, I need a custard tart." So I was like, "Okay." So I went off searching Merton at like 9:30 in the morning for a custard tart. Really, no joy.
You need a local bakery.
Until I found a Greg's. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, great. Get the custard tart. Come back to set. The first assistant director's going, "Where have you been? What are you doing?" I said, "I had to go out and get something for Reg Hollis." Okay, right. Okay, he's not happy with me. I give it to Reg Hollis, the custard tart. He goes, "Stick it in me trailer." Okay, put it in his trailer. We shoot for 10 hours, right? At the end of the day, 7 p.m., the first assistant director says, "Go and clear out Reg's trailer." And what's sitting there, untouched in the bag?
Custard tart.
That fucking custard tart. He literally just did it to play with me. Never had any intention of eating it. And I've never forgotten that.
Yeah, but if he'd have put "got ya" on a little note, then that would have been fun.
No, he was just being, that's just
What if you went in and there was just one candle in there that was lit for you?
Happy birthday to you.
Well, we can get
did-
in touch with him, right? We
we
track
did
him
mad
down.
stuff, right? We had to
Should we get Reg Hollis on as a guest?
Yeah, we'll talk.
when
We should be able to get him. Is he still
say it,
alive?
say Danny Ward says this.
He should
is
still
stuff.
be alive.
He did actually attempt suicide, but karma's a bitch, Reg.
So we're going to do a feature called Quickfire Questions.
Yeah.
Well, it's called CRB Check / Vet the Guest. I'm going to ask you
Well, you know about my
6
Okay.
quick questions. If you can answer them concisely, and please be honest, because we can tell we've had people lie before.
Can I just say
and
this-
Joey had to punch a guest once.
This section is sponsored by Huel.
This section is sponsored by Huel. When you can't afford food, that's when you get on the Huel. So we don't have sponsors. Question number 1. How much is coconut milk these days?
Probably £2.79 for a litre.
A litre?
No, there's litres, aren't there? 750
No,
mils.
you're thinking of coconut. I'm talking about the cooking one, so you get the tins.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Well, they're
drinking one.
£1.29.
That's a good.
Can.
He's a man of the people.
Probably nasty.
I was checking
I'm
if
a
you.
people's champ.
Are you
Checking
buying
how
it?
out of
You're
the
buying-
touch you were.
You're
Yeah.
buying it so often.
I make a lot of
Broaden your
curries, mate.
range.
No. Question number 2. That was good though.
Thanks.
Well done. Question 2. Best pasta?
Oh, I do know it. It comes in like. It's going to bother me. I can't remember the name of it.
Describe it.
Describe it.
Okay, so they come in little balls, but they're ribbons. But obviously,
Oh,
but
tagliatelle.
no,
In bowls.
they come in little balls of ribbon, hard dried.
You drop it in.
Drop in the hot water.
Tagliatelle.
Yeah, but it's not, is it?
It is.
It's not. Oh, pa-pa-pa-pa-pee.
No, that's not pappardelle. That's that's the
Pappardelle.
bow ties.
Are you sure about that?
Pappardelle? I don't know him.
It begins with a P, Joey.
Tagliatelle.
Balls.
It's not
Balls.
tagliatelle, mate. I can tell you that for nothing. They'll be shouting
Balls?
it. They'll be shouting it into their wirelesses.
Oh, I'm sorry about this, everybody.
Hang on. Look at this picture here. Look at this picture I found on Tescos.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, that's not it, Chief.
That's
Because
not-
it's,
okay.
it's thicker. The ribbons are thicker.
I can't help
Type
you
in
there.
thick ribbon pasta.
You should. Can I just say, you started very well with the coconut, but you should know if it's your favorite pasta. How are you going around claiming to be an entertainer and a wordsmith, and you can't tell us?
Oh,
Here it comes.
oh,
Here it
okay.
is.
I have to issue an apology. It's pappardelle.
All right, I'm sorry for having a go at you there.
Yes.
That was out of order. We're
That's
going to
all right.
edit that to make us look good. So what's it called, sorry?
Pappardelle.
Pappardelle.
Yeah,
Good
there we
answer. Are greyhound dogs the best ones?
Greyhounds. They make good pets, especially once they've, retired and they're quite
They've got it
chill.
all out their systems.
They've got it all their system, yeah. My heart says like sausage dog, but my head says Weimaraner.
Doberman.
What one?
Weimaraner.
What's that?
They are AKA grey ghosts.
Excuse me?
You ever seen a Weimaraner?
Look
Grey
up
dog.
grey
Stick
ghosts.
Weimaraner in there then, Joey.
I don't know how to spell it.
Search for...
Weimar, Weimar, like the Weimar Republic. They're from the Germany.
Look for a grey ghosts reel.
Weimar.
Anna.
Oh,
And I used to think that they had little short tails, but it turns out, do you know what it means? You know what?
No.
They didn't have short tails.
No.
People used to lop them off for
Sorry?
aesthetic reasons. Yeah. For many years, I thought they had little short stubby tails, but no, it was just that they were being lopped off at birth.
Why?
That's what they used to be like a fashion thing, didn't they? They used to cut dogs' tails off.
Oh,
Look
we
at that
always-
beauty. Look at that.
All right, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
I like greyhounds. What do you like, Jerry?
I like Dalmatian Labrador cross because that's what Peggy was, my best ever
Shut
dog.
up. Question 4. Indigestion?
Big time for me at the moment.
Not on a regular basis. I just have some Gaviscon if.
It's good, isn't
necessary,
it?
yeah.
Isn't it like a miracle drug?
It's
It is,
way
but
better than
If
Rennie.
we're on miracle drugs, I've got 2 words for you.
Yeah.
Night nurse. I live in
Yeah?
constant fear that they're going to make it prescription only because it's incredible that you can buy that over the counter.
But what's in it?
Paracetamol and something just makes you sleep really, really well.
Is it?
Really?
Man, yeah.
Isn't it that I can't remember the word, but it starts with PH.
Yes.
But
And
you seem like
that's-
quite a
yeah.
calm person. that doesn't have
Phalanx,
trouble
phalanx,
sleeping
phalanx,
at
it's
all.
that. And it's sorry?
So you seem like quite a calm person that doesn't have any trouble sleeping.
I
whatsoever.
don't really, but sometimes I just like to treat myself
A big nap.
to the because you have it. Yeah, I have a go on that, a nipper nurse, and can't keep my eyes open.
Have you tried 12 lagers?
Are you
Like,
having the
once or
tablets?
twice.
Are you
No,
having-
liquid.
You're drinking it down.
Yeah,
And
we're
you're doing
only-
this every night.
No, absolutely not.
you know what does that for
On
me?
a very, very rare special occasion.
Okay.
Do you know what knocks me the fuck out?
What?
Ketamine.
Horlicks.
Yeah, but here's the problem with Horlicks, and it is very soporific, but then you go to sleep with all that sugar on your teeth. So,
Oh,
tricky
but
one.
can I tell you this?
Hmm.
I talked about this last week on the podcast. I live in fear of going to the dentist because I know that they're
Lots
like
of people
mechanics. They'll
do.
find something wrong and then I'm going to be in debt.
That's not necessarily
And
joking.
but I went in South Africa because it's cheap
Oh, yeah.
and I got a clean bill of health. No
Yeah, there
fillings,
you go.
nothing. So I drink all the Horlicks I like, thanks.
A lot of people put off going to the dentist, and I did once for a number of years, and they build up in your head, get worse and worse and worse,
Yeah.
and then you go, and it's never as bad as you think, is it?
Well, the other thing is, maybe that's a top tip. Build it up so it's as worse as it could possibly be and it won't be that bad.
Final question.
Oh, yeah. Forgot we were doing these.
This is a good. Yeah, me too. This is a good question, I think, for you. What would you do with time travel?
Oh, it's the old will you go back or forwards one, isn't it? That's the thing.
What would you do with
go
it?
back or forwards?
Always go forwards because then you can come back and make money.
You could go back and make money.
Yeah, but you could go and solve like the climate crisis and come back.
Oh,
Yeah, but you could just go back.
Or you
to,
go and see
Hello.
what's going to happen.
I want to save the world.
No, but you can charge people for it.
Mate, you could go back to like 2009 and put like £100 on Jamie O'Hara scores own goal this minute, and it will be bang on, and you'll be a billionaire.
Yeah, but you could also
Do you know what I mean?
go and see how the climate crisis gets fixed and then come back and go, Shell, come here. And then you get Shell, you go BP, come here. And then
Yeah, but champ, they already know how the
Yeah,
climate
they
crisis
don't-
is going to be fixed. They just don't want
They
to
no,
do
but how
it.
care.
they make money out of it, and then you've solved it.
BP, come here.
This feels a little bit pedestrian for time travel. I feel like
But what do you
Why
want to
is
I'll
do?
go and see the dinosaurs.
It's a very woke answer of you, which isn't what we're
Yeah.
used to. We're used to him being almost racist. That's a joke, just in case
Really?
anyone is just. Well, I don't. Yeah. Go on.
I would go and see the dinosaurs, yeah, and then I would probably go forwards, yeah.
What would you
How
just
many
look
how
at
many
them?
chances are you giving this guy?
Well,
Backwards and forwards.
It's what he'd do with it. So you just want to look at dinosaurs.
I'd
You
like
wouldn't
to-
slide down one
No,
of
I
their
got a
necks.
couple of suspicions about. Well, you slide down the necks.
slide down a
This isn't
neck.
This isn't Jurassic Park. This is. Oh, that.
Do they do that?
As well. No. I'm thinking of Flintstones.
You think it's going to be like the Flintstones? That's your problem.
That's how you solve the climate
You're gonna
crisis.
be-
Take all the engines out of cars and everyone just has to run with them.
yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Hmm.
Have you got any more questions? Yours.
That's the-
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
That's the 5 question.
You passed. You scored 7,000 points,
No, that's not
which is
bad.
the most so far, and that means you're now allowed to speak to Joey Page.
Why do you call it? What do you call it? DBS.
CRB check.
CRB.
It stands for comedy.
We haven't worked out what it stands.
We did once.
because they're now called DBS checks.
Oh,
I know that.
They're formerly known as
I
CRB.
know that.
Yeah,
I
because
had
I've
a CRB.
I've got-
oh,
Yeah.
DBS is easier though. Don't be shit. Check.
No, we need to try and keep the strong language down.
Strong
We need to
language.
be more like him with the no smut, so we can.
I've got no money for the jar. I've not been putting it in today at all. So yes, Danny, you're allowed to continue on the podcast.
Good.
It's
Great
just-
Because
stuff.
of that.
And now
We had Harry
get your-
Hill on, and he failed, and he had to leave after 1 minute.
And we
he
couldn't
was
put that episode
fuming.
So
out.
the episode didn't go out.
No,
So
it
it's
didn't
like-
go out.
I went
He was
through
so
your
angry.
guest list and
Yeah.
see who you've had on, and I figure you finally got to the W's.
no, because I have
What?
asked you before.
Oh, have
and
you?
was not busy.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was not free.
Yeah,
I asked you three times
I
now.
assume you usually only book your acts the day
Yeah,
before.
we do.
Pretty
Literally.
much, yeah.
We
To
pretty
be
much we
honest.
do.
Who dropped out?
No one.
No one.
No one.
Everyone else said no.
I got. I'd already got a guest because
It's nice in here, isn't it? You know,
Danny,
I feel
I'd already
like-
got a guest for the next episode.
Come
so I was relying
Armageddon.
on Bilal to do it whilst I was on my deathbed. But he couldn't
Yeah,
find
I
anyone,
just
so he left it
didn't.
down to me.
Yeah, it's a constant. Obviously I have a podcast
Yes,
with
you've
Mark,
got a
don't I?
podcast
And
with-
it's
with Mark, the
Jokes.
jokes.
Oh, I'm supposed
Well, it's
to
it's
come
called
on
Jokes
that.
with Mark Simmons, but I prefer just to call it Jokes. And it's constant, isn't it? Like booking and then people,
Yeah, not coming.
or not, or maybe, just things happen, don't they?
We've had a couple of guests just like on. We had a guest pull out 3 minutes before the episode.
Really? Who was
Yeah.
that?
She was an American singer.
Okay. Yeah, you're aiming too high, guys.
Yeah.
You're shooting for the stars here.
I don't want to just talk to comedians all the time. Like, you're good value, but sometimes comedy chat's a bit dry. They don't know how to talk about other things.
No,
You're very good at talking about other things.
I almost exclusively like to talk about other things.
Yeah, yeah.
I find talking about comedy quite, apart from our podcast, which is talking about comedy, of course.
Yeah, but that's work.
Yeah.
It's like you do
it's
comedy at work.
Yeah, it's like granular detail comedy as well, isn't it? It's about just deconstructing each word of a
Which
joke.
is what
so-
you're very
Speaking
good
of
at as a
which-
comedian.
What are you cooking these days?
What am I cooking? Well, I've just got an air fryer.
Yes.
I've just got an air fryer.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I mean, late to the party.
No, it doesn't
I'm still
matter.
holding out. I'm not
doesn't
getting
matter.
my-
But the
I'm
thing
okay.
about air fryers, it's a really good example of branding and marketing and the importance of names. Because if it was called what it really is,
Mini
which
oven.
which is a tabletop miniature fan oven,
Yeah.
no one's going to buy it, right?
Sure.
But air fryer, oh yeah, that sounds cool and sexy. You ain't frying nothing in there.
There's
It's a small tabletop fan oven.
Anything
Yeah, a lot of
with air
people
in
get
it.
confused.
Yeah,
Anything with air in it is good, isn't it?
So once you
Airwaves.
get into your head that that's what it is,
Yeah.
you're not going to be disappointed with what's coming out.
MacBook Air.
I did 6 sausages this morning.
Con Air.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they're like they've been in the oven for 40.
No,
baked.
it's amazing.
I've
Pop a
had
potato
a joint
in.
of beef in there.
Yeah.
I'm reading now, and I've yet to test this, that you can do roast potatoes without parboiling them first.
Yeah.
Now,
I
that
do it all
seems
the
to me-
time.
How? How is
Pop
that not
'em
just a
in.
baked potato?
I think
Just
you guys are going to get very sick one day, and we're all going to find out it was the air fryer.
Like you can't talk with your
I've got a
dirty
meat
pizza.
thermometer. Yeah.
So, Danny,
Yeah.
I want to get on to what is your problem that you brought in for us today?
Right. My problem is, and it is, I have a sort of an addiction really to buying stuff,
Oh yeah.
but like junk and rubbish
like an air fryer.
and tat, and like if it's overproduced and underacquired, I just want it. And like if I see something, I go, oh, what's that? Do I need it? Don't even it's almost reverse engineered shopping. It's not like right here's an issue. What can I buy to help that
Right,
issue?
yeah.
It's like here's something. Do I need it to? Can I find an issue that it will help? See what I mean? So like and it just comes to your house so quick on Amazon, doesn't it?
Amazon.
You-
No,
like-
but it's addictive.
It is. It's very addictive. It releases dopamine, yada yada yada. Right. So I mean, and also I got really into bulk buying during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It felt really important to me that I would never run out of.
Most people come to this podcast and promote something,
Dishwasher
but I feel
cleaning.
like you're going to try and sell like a bulk.
If you go into my bed, right,
audience.
I've got like 6 of them dishwasher, cleaning things you put in once a month. Yeah, I got water filters coming out my ass.
Oh,
I once bought 16 packets of dental floss.
I mean, how long does one packet last?
A couple of years. If you're Joey, you haven't been to the dentist.
Did you mean the water filter thingies that you put in the jug?
Yeah, the water filter things you put in a jug.
They take up space.
And I bought for Christmas. I got this beautiful piece of Lego. It's a Starry Night by Van Gogh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Van Gogh.
I've switched off here.
Oh,
Wait.
On Lego.
Oh, well, we're getting a bit highbrow for you now. We're
No.
talking these
Wait,
Renaissance
what do you
painters.
mean? What does it look like?
Oh, it looks like it's a 3D version of Starry Night, the painting. Pop Van Gogh Starry Night Lego.
You know
into
what
there.
that looks like, right?
It's beautiful.
You know.
Yeah, but I don't know the Lego version.
Oh, mate, you should know. It took me nearly 10 hours to build, and it was fantastic, right? But then I looked and you can buy little lights that you can stick in it, right? And I spent 50 quid on the lights to stick into the Van Gogh Lego set, and that's when I thought to myself, Danny, you need to worry yourself. Yeah.
Also,
Send
did it
them
cost
back.
you $149.99?
Well, listen, couple of things.
Yeah.
I've got someone on the inside at Lego. I can't say any more, but
Okay. Oh, it looks
does come.
amazing.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It looks shit.
fuck
No,
off.
it doesn't.
Excuse me, that is beautiful.
It doesn't.
No,
That
listen,
looks like a mess.
Joey, listen, if you're any kind of, that's not a mess.
I'm sorry if you're just
Excuse me.
listening to
No,
this.
Joey.
Hayes on
Mate.
the cameras.
No,
No, mate.
It looks
listen,
great.
It's a beautiful piece.
To his untrained eye.
Yeah,
Oh, by the
exactly.
way-
Philistine.
By the way, to stop people like you on what's this website? Oh, on the Lego website,
Yeah.
the maximum you're allowed to buy is 5.
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
It says
good. Keep
limit
it
5 there.
exclusive. No one
weird.
wants to be spending more than 850 quid on Van Gogh Starry Night Lego, do they? Do you know the other one I've got?
The only good bit about it is him painting the mini version of it in front of it.
Yeah, it's good, that, isn't it?
That is good.
Does it go on the wall?
It goes on the wall, yeah.
Okay.
And then what I do is I play Vincent by
Yeah.
Don McLean.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
just look at it.
Now, I was going to ask you a question
now I've got
related
these,
to
these
this.
40 quid lights now, which I'm going to send back.
I was going to ask you a question related to this. How do you find living on your own? Because I've just started doing it, and I feel like you're having a different time with
I
it to
do
me.
love it, but there is a chance that you can get a little bit odd. Because you're unchecked, aren't you?
You're unchecked,
You're unchecked.
yeah.
You can, you just unchecked. That's
Are you
it.
tidy because you live on your own?
I am tidy.
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
have.
very tidy on my own.
I'm tough on dust, tough on the cause of the dust.
That's really good.
Well, how about you? Are you tough on dust and the cause of dust, Bilal?
I'd go in and out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because do you, one of the big game changers was I wired up during the pandemic my own dishwasher, plumbed it in.
Yeah.
So I was quite impressed by
I'm
that.
thinking about
What?
getting one.
Yeah. My little small one.
A small one, yeah.
Little
I've got a bit of
half
cupboard
sizer,
space.
half sizer. Pull that cupboard out, Joey. Stick it in. You will not go ever.
You
look back.
like DIY, don't you? Big time.
I don't mind DIY.
Mm.
I'm not brilliant at it, but yeah, I also don't like paying for people to do things that I think I might be able to do.
I did.
Which
I
varying degrees.
had a
of success.
problem in our flat, right, where the sink was
Blocked.
blocked up really badly, and I tried all the
Coat
stuff. No, I tried all the bits,
Didn't
and I
stick
got
coat
so
hanger.
frustrated. At 2 a.m., I found a video.
Started crying.
Yeah, I found a video on YouTube about how to just take all the pipes out and clean it all out.
Right.
And there was about an hour there where I thought I wouldn't get them back on.
Yeah.
That was scary. But when it was done, I couldn't believe it.
And you felt like a real man.
And my mum's been proud of me.
Yeah.
My wife's very
Is that
happy.
why you're wearing this
Yeah.
lumberjack jacket? You
It's-
feel like a real
this
man
is-
now?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law
No,
got me
take
this.
the pride of
My
the
mother-in-law was very proud.
Good. So she should be.
Oh, it's really nice how kind people have been about it. Thank you.
Yeah. I had some plumbing issue recently where
Yeah.
my friend's toilet was leaking. So I said, I'll have a look at that. And basically the water inlet pipe was ever so slightly loose. So I just thought, I'll tighten it. But by that point, you ever heard of lefty? Loosey, righty, tighty.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had, because I fucking pull this thing off, right? And it comes away from the toilet. And it's mains pressure water flying out of this pipe. And I don't know where the water off is in the flat.
Well, you've got to
so
know
I've got
that
my
before you
finger
start.
over this, and I'm just holding this mains pressure in. And every now and then, to relieve the pressure on my finger, I'm just having to like
Spray
if
yourself
there's-
in the face a
You
little
have to
bit.
spray some out a bit. Like if there's like a radioactive leak somewhere, they have to release a little bit into the environment for the better good of the whole thing blowing up.
Right.
It was like that, and I was having to release stuff out. and then basically holding it until the emergency plumber came. Emergency plumber comes in, takes one look, walks into the cupboard, switches off the water, disappears off into his van, and then what they do is then they ring you up from headquarters, they tell you the price, they send you a link that you have to pay for it, and then once you've paid for it, there's a knock on the door and he comes back in. It's a brilliant, it's a hell of a business method, because at that point, if he'd have said $5,000,
you'd have done it.
I'd have paid it, because I'm sitting here.
Of course you would, 'cause you just spent 150 quid in a Van Gogh Lego.
I said, I've got a guy inside at Lego. I've got someone inside, mate. 50% discount. Ask me no questions.
Does he take Van Gogh Lego?
As a payment?
I don't understand what it was, though. So it's
the water that comes in that basically fills up the cistern. Yeah,
right.
Comes from the mains, and it's just a pipe that.
And which part of the house are you in the bathroom?
I'm in the bathroom down the side.
So why couldn't you just let it go into the tub? Why did you have to hold it?
The tub wasn't long enough. The bandits who had done the work in the past had basically they'd tiled in this pipe. It should never be tiled in.
Yeah.
So the bloke comes in, bangs out the tile. He bangs out the tile, takes out this hose, replaces it with a new one, leaves the door, leaves. Not joking. You could do it in seconds, not minutes. Yeah. He was in and out in about 3 or 4 minutes.
And how much did it cost you?
£375.
Now.
So sometimes it is worth
doing it yourself.
But
that's not the problem that you've brought in for us. The problem that you brought in is that you're buying too much tap.
Oh, do you know?
There's a lot of problems.
Oh, I mean, what is it like? This year I thought, right, got to get serious now. Time to start writing properly, right?
Oh.
I've been struggling with writing a bit with the issues, Mark's Mad Tour and things like this. But right, time to start writing. So then, of course, what does my brain do? What do you need to start writing, Dan? Okay, well, here we go.
Not a typewriter.
Not a typewriter, but final draft.
Yeah.
Right?
Not for standard.
Final draft. So that's 200 nicker, yeah? Next thing, whiteboard. I have a whiteboard on your wall.
Year planner?
Corkboard. Have you got corkboard? Year planner, right?
I had one.
And then it was index cards to sticking up, your bits on your thing. And then it was like, oh, here's a book about how to write. Well, I'll have that one. Right, and here's a book with templates for how to create. No, I'm not that desperate, mate. And I know. I've actually got it on Kindle. It's really good. But it's and it's just like that. And then I get all the gear for stuff and say, right, now, and I don't know how much writing I've done.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? I can empathise with this because my girlfriend, I don't know if you know that since I last saw you, I don't have a wife anymore, but I've got a girlfriend. A lot of things have changed. Don't worry about that.
No,
anyway,
I know that.
Anyway.
I stalk you on socials.
Okay. Now, but Rebecca, is obsessed with Facebook Marketplace. And sometimes we'll look to see what's on Facebook Marketplace in areas where I'm gigging to see if there's any good stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then be like, oh, you're in Plymouth. Will you pick this up? I'm like, absolutely.
Well, if you're in Plymouth, mate, I got a fair bit up in my dad's loft.
No, you keep away. I feel like Facebook Marketplace would be very bad.
Yeah, that's like drugs for an addict.
I'm going to try and solve your problem for you.
Okay,
right?
yeah, that's what. Yeah, please do. What should I do?
I think, and maybe you're going to have to buy something for this, right? You should have,
well, that seems counterintuitive.
No, but sometimes you've got to take one step back to move
right.
Okay,
forward,
right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Like you need like a swear jar or like a children in need like barometer thing where it's like, look at all the money I've saved this month by not, so that you can buy like a mega thing in 6 months.
You see, I think like that sometimes, and then something goes wrong. You spend 375 quid on a £5 piece of pipe, and you think, what's the point? What's the point? Gone through all that effort, and that's what happens.
Bilal, have you got anything to say on that?
Although I like the idea of buying a totalizer.
Yeah.
Do you reckon you can get one of those, like they had on Blue Peter?
Yeah, like
what?
Like a thermometer.
So much.
Oh, that.
You can get something. You can colour it in, or move the little thing up.
Yeah.
I've got the thing from Pointless on my wall, and it actually works, and it goes.
Have you?
No.
I was about to say, because if you haven't, I said I would buy it
tomorrow,
tomorrow before 10 p.m.
Get a Lego version of it. 50%.
It is addictive buying stuff online.
Oh yeah, it is
especially
addictive.
Because obviously they get you loads of ways, but like when it's like, oh, you can have this item tomorrow at some point, or even today.
Yeah.
If you spend £25, and then you're like, oh, what else do I need? A doormat or something.
What it is it's quite clever because next day delivery, right? And you think, oh wow, I can have it tomorrow. That's amazing. But like in the old days, you just go to the shop and buy it and you'd have it immediately.
So but have you tried? We haven't really got time for this. But have you been in a shop? It's rubbish. You go and you go, have you got this? They go, no. You know,
but Amazon's really good for
really good about it arriving at your door. Isn't
so when I fixed my sink, I had to remove the plug thing, right? Because it was disgusting and awful. I got rid of it, and I bought a universal one off Amazon, and it's beautiful.
And it works, yeah.
It's amazing, and it's got a little button thing as well. But you can't get that. A plug? What do you call it?
A plug.
It goes in for your sink.
A drain that catches all the shit.
No, it's like a much nicer. I don't know.
Do you ever see that bit in Zoolander where they're trying to switch on a computer? So I don't know. What do you call it? That thing in the sink with a
drain,
hole? With a hole?
A drain.
The hole in the sink.
A hole in the sink.
The other piece of Lego I got is the American Office, and you would not poo-poo that.
I'm gonna look that up. But Bilal,
what's my problem? I mean, I have there's one. Do you play any video games?
Yes.
Okay. I'm currently addicted. It's a bit lame. To FIFA career mode.
Right. Oh, me too.
Oh,
I love it. As a player or manager?
Manager.
Yeah.
I'm Southampton manager at the moment.
Well, I'm Tottenham with the current amount of players that we've. Like, I don't
so is that just like sort of champ manager?
Yeah, but you play.
But you also play games as well, right? Okay.
It's basically that. Yeah. So I think anything where you can buy players and sell them.
You spent £50 on this.
Don't listen, mate. I didn't come here to be insulted. Look at that. That's brilliant. There's so many.
Do you really love Lego?
I really love the American Office.
You've got a lot of Lego.
No, that's the only two things I've got: Starry Night and this.
But
look,
there's
a stapler in a piece of jelly there. That's the detail they go into in this set. There's a hole there where Andy Bernard punched the wall. That's the level of detail they go into.
Oh, right.
If you've not watched American Office, that
would you go? So you're going to go to the Lego store?
I have been to the Lego store in Westfield. Yeah,
there's one nearby.
There's a bigger one in Westfield, right by my gaff.
Is it bigger near you?
Actually, I don't know if it's bigger. I take that back. But no more Lego for me. So
the thing is, if these things are limited to like however many, if they're limited edition, you can't buy more than 5 a person. They all say that they've got that many left, so they're not selling that many of these limited edition things. Just as a side note.
So back to this,
your problem, yeah.
Yeah. What were you saying about it? You just can't
you know what? It's one of those things where I enjoy it as a little hobby when I'm done with a day of work and stuff, but I kill so much time on it.
Can I give you a technique?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We call it time boxing. Yeah? So you need to get yourself a timer. Yeah. Set yourself the timer. And then work to that time.
And you bought a physical timer off Amazon. Is it an egg timer?
It's actually not. It's better than that.
Is it Lego?
I actually just, this is for part of my writing campaign.
Is this the app Pomodoro?
It's like Pomodoro technique, yeah, but it's not the shape of I've got one of those tomato ones, but it ticks. The fucking ticking does you nuts. Yeah, you don't want to hear your life, going down that hole in the sink.
Thank you.
And, but yeah, you set that to like, right, okay, I'll do an hour. Set your hour, when it's off, that's it. You have to be disciplined, but it's about, time management.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same thing as you, except always give yourself a little break afterwards, after that hour, 15 minutes, because then when you get to the end of the hour, you're like, well, it's only a break now, so I could have one more sneaky game.
So am I having a sneaky game?
In that 15-minute buffer, because you're not doing anything in that time anyway.
Right.
So, like, if you're really enjoying yourself, like, well, could have one more game.
Would you have a sneaky game?
Well, no, I think that's the exact opposite of what I'm advocating.
I think that's what I've been doing.
No, but you're only allowed to do that once.
Sneaky game.
No, you have to be disciplined.
Right, the hour's up. Do that once in a year?
Over.
No, every time.
What's next?
Every time.
What's next? Horlicks in bed or mint tea.
Horlicks, but why don't you have the Horlicks and then brush your teeth?
Because
you're not too sleepy.
That nice sleepy feeling will kick in, and I won't want to get out, especially once my night nurse starts banging. No, I have a mint tea. It's a similar effect.
Okay.
And also, what I do is I have 2 mint teas, and before I go to sleep, 2 large ones, right? Which almost force. I do, and I thought to myself, well, that's good then. So when you get old, you'll be used to it.
Ah.
So I piss twice a night now anyway. But those
just
2
in
mint
the bed.
teas in me.
Do you go all
no,
the
I
way
get
through
up.
the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do still.
But I'm having 2 large mint teas then. Deliberately.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got.
Is this how it normally goes?
2 more orders of basically.
Kinda.
This is exactly how it goes. I'm going to do my feature.
Oh yeah.
Bilal did his earlier on, as you might remember.
The questions.
Yeah. Mine's called Guess to Impress.
Okay.
Right? I come up with
He's
a feature
looking at you
each
for
week.
approval.
Have you got any jingles, or do you just
No, just
okay.
say that. We're working on it.
Have you got any jingles?
Episode 47. We're working on it. No, so I come up with a tailor-made game for each guest.
Okay.
This one
Yes.
is called Danny, the Warden Ward.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 30 seconds or less
Yeah.
to give your opinion on the following types of people. So it's Danny Ward on. ...
Ward on. Okay, I get it.
Danny Ward on. Can you do a timer?
Okay.
30 seconds. 'Cause once the time's up, you're no longer allowed to talk about it.
Hold on.
Oh God. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Where are we? Seconds. I don't usually do.
People who talk to their dogs like humans.
Go.
People who talk to their dogs as humans. Well, they're welcome to do whatever they like, Jay. Talking to dogs like humans doesn't bother me.
Okay. All right. Is that enough? That's enough. We can move on. You can get up to 30 seconds.
Oh, is that it?
That was 9 seconds.
That's fine.
Oh, is there not like more coming?
Yeah, there's more coming. But you get 30 seconds per thing.
Per thing.
But
I
you
thought we
don't
were up
need
against
it.
the clock now.
I'm
right.
saying that's as much as you're allowed.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay.
So you were
next
doing
one.
it as quick as
People
you
who
could.
wear gloves at petrol garages, like the plastic gloves.
Human scum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, normally I'll have my mittens or gloves on in the petrol station.
Do you
this
drive
time
in
of year
mittens?
anyway. I've got driving gloves, obviously.
Buy them on Amazon.
Partridge. String back for extra purchase.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, I'm not someone who would be worried about touching, and it is quite an obvious, what they call them, obvious touch point, isn't it? That with one of those.
But you think that's why they're doing it? I thought it said it on their hands to smell a petrol.
That's 30 seconds.
They don't want to smell of petrol. Either
Okay.
way.
Hey, that's 30
People-
seconds.
People who don't tip in restaurants.
Well, I know they should definitely tip in restaurants. Yeah, I think that's.
You know, I'm specifically talking about the people that asked to have the 10% taken off.
I've taken off.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen anyone actually ask to have a 10% taken off.
I've seen it.
Have you really? Yeah, I mean,
Have you done it?
No, my dad does it, but because he wants to give it to them in cash.
when I went
So
to
they get
America,
it.
I objected to the idea that when you had to press a button and there wasn't a no button, and it was like 10, 15, 20, and one of them was like 50%.
50%.
50%.
I did that in South Africa, and that's still only like £1.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should tip in shops.
Yeah.
And not restaurants.
He ran out of time. Well done for looking at the clock.
What about footballers who wear gloves?
Footballers who wear the gloves. Well, I probably would if it was freezing cold.
You'd wear
2
driving
degrees.
gloves.
I'd wear when I had football gloves, so I'd get them as well. I wouldn't have the same gloves I'd drive to the stadium to play football as I would play football in. If I'm on 150 grand a week, I'd probably have 6 or 7 different
Imagine
types
how
of
much
gloves.
stuff you'd buy if you was on 150 grand a week.
Oh,
Imagine how
God.
much
I'd have to
Lego.
get myself a big yellow self-storage.
You'd have a room
shoulder.
made of Lego. You'd have a yellow self-storage made of Lego.
You'd have a Lego house, yeah.
Lego house.
Have you seen...
I need to get out of Windsor.
Didn't they make a building out of Lego? Have you seen where they...
Oh, I've got 2 of them.
Have you seen the document is on Netflix, I think, about Lego? Not seen it.
Final one.
I shall look.
People who go and see The Diary of a CEO live.
The Diary of a CEO.
CEO.
Have you
I heard
tried
that
listening
podcast.
to that?
Yeah, I listened to the Busta Rhymes one the other day.
I didn't know
No.
Busta Rhymes did it.
I think going to watch podcasts live is
A really great
potentially
thing to do.
a little bit dull.
No, a really great thing
Although,
to do.
did you see the
We're gonna
lads,
do it.
the parent lads? They did the O2.
Yeah,
Fucking O2 to record a podcast. I mean, that is
Yeah, but they
impressive.
probably could sell the O2 on their own doing stand-up.
I'm sure they
And
could.
they're not doing any
I'd be
stand-up.
more inclined to do the stand-up then.
Yeah,
really.
do stand-up, I
Yeah.
think, right?
Well, but we'll do both.
So we're going to do an hour each of stand-up.
No,
then
do
we're going
half
to do an
hour each
hour
and do the podcast in the middle.
So you're
You
thinking,
open, I'll be
so you're
headlining,
thinking of doing
obviously.
live podcasting, yeah?
One day.
One day.
I mean, at the moment, we've got I don't know what.
Then we've got 6 listeners, including
My dad.
your dad.
I didn't know your
way
dad
more than that.
listened.
No, we do. I'm just. You're not supposed to put yourself
supposed to put
down
yourself
as a
down on
joke
podcast.
because people believe it.
Yeah. What did Vince McMahon say?
I don't know. What
He
did say?
said that perception is reality.
Oh, well, this brings me on to, and this is the final part of the show. It's my problem today.
Uh-huh.
And I know that you love wrestling. I used to love wrestling.
Oh, used
I've
to?
really given up on it. Since I went to see it at Wembley, I thought, this is so dull. I don't like it.
Wembley wasn't great.
But anyway, my point is,
But it was all right.
I need a
It's
new.
long.
I need a new hobby. What should it be?
Ah,
I used to spend a lot of time watching wrestling.
Okay, let
Now
me
I'm over it.
I'll fast a few at you. Badminton. Fast and Furious, but
Why?
really bad street
It's
rap.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Badminton's
actually
great.
looking for someone to play badminton with.
Okay.
But competitively, though, yeah? Not pat a cake badminton.
Yeah.
Not just
But I
ping
play a
pong
lot
back
of
and
sport.
forth.
I
I'll
play a
play
lot
you
of
a
football
badminton.
Yeah,
already.
I'm
Okay.
looking. Yeah, well, you
Do you
live
have a place
nearby.
near you that you go to?
Yeah, the Olympic Park.
Let's
Look,
play
I
in
can
the
umpire.
Olympic
Look at what I'm
Park.
wearing.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I'll umpire.
How about okay? What about swimming?
Mm,
The same thing.
I run.
Okay, this is quite niche, but on Amazon they sell these. I got really into 24 hours in police custody.
It's a brilliant
I mean,
show.
it's brilliant. I couldn't believe it when I found it.
It's
It was-
amazing,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, I've binged every single episode to
Can
the
we do a
point
watch
now.
along?
To the point now where I do sort of think of myself as a detective.
Yeah.
And so I found these amazing games from this company on Amazon where they send you like this brown envelope full of evidence. Yeah, and it's really good quality stuff. Like there's like
What?
there's like a membership card for a gym. There's witness statements. There's like a receipt for a taxi. And then what it is you're the detective and you have to solve the murder and there's like 6 or 7 different people who it could be, and you've got to use the evidence and cross-examine it. And I've got one that we could do it together. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it a go. If you want to come around one evening and we'll solve
Honestly, because the
crime.
first one, it was electric. I did it over Christmas. And
It's the maddest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
it was called Murder of a Millionaire. It was a woman who'd just won the lottery, and it was who'd bumped her off, right? And she worked at the hairdressers. So it was potentially, was it the lead stylist? Yeah? Was it the jealous
Lead
ex-boyfriend?
stylist?
Lead stylist.
Right.
So that's like
No,
top dog.
I thought
at
you
the
meant the Leeds
hairdresser.
Football Club stylist.
I thought you meant the stylist from Reading and Leeds Festival.
Listen, I don't know what they moonlighted at, but they worked at this salon. So that's something you could do.
Okay.
What are they
Or
called?
how about this? They're called murder mysteries or something like that. I
Okay.
don't actually know the actual. Or how about this? Yeah, one word for you: Lego.
No. Okay. Bilal, do you want to round us off with a guest problem?
Okay.
Celebrity
Yes.
guest listener's problem. Celebrity listener this week, is it? The former guest of the
You
show.
really struggled with that.
I'm ill still.
We got a question sent in from someone called Stevie Martin.
Who was on the show?
Is that? I don't recognise the name. I like little sugar packets you get for your coffee and tea when I'm out and about, but I don't take sugar in my tea, so I can never use them.
Oh yes, you can. You take them all home and then you decant them into a sugar jar. You think I've bought sugar in the last 5 years I worked this out long time ago. Pret, it's free, innit? Sugar. Just help yourself to as many as you want. And then you take them home and then you rip them up and put them into your sugar jar.
For like
That's a
cooking.
good saving. Yeah, for cooking, for sweetening things,
Or if
for
you
attracting ants.
went in enough Prets in a day,
Yeah.
you could start selling sugar on Amazon.
Yeah.
And pay for your Lego.
You don't even need the Pret subscription. Just walk into Pret, go up to the, I call it the personalisation station, but it's where there's the bits to add. And you go up there, just help yourself to handfuls of sugar. They have actually started putting security guards on the Pret near me.
It's
I
not
think
for the
says more
sugar.
about E15 than, what's that?
Says more
They're
about
not.
you.
They're not there for the
They're
sugar.
not there for the sugar, no. I suppose they're there for the sandwiches on the other side.
Yeah.
When they're like
They are easy
19
to
quid
take.
sandwiches.
I'd imagine they're quite easy to take.
No.
Oh, Joey. No. You're the kind of, listen, that's the kind of behaviour that meant that the Pret subscription went from £20 to 30. Yeah?
You're making it harder for
Yeah.
everyone else.
For the common man to get
I
his
didn't
coffee
even
fix.
say anything. I just looked at the camera.
Do you know what? If I
make sure
was
it's
in
still
Pret
recording.
and I saw you nick a sandwich, I'd perform a citizen's arrest.
How would you do it? Would you sit on his back?
Yeah. Well, I'd take the, because it is like a baton, isn't it? The baguette, yeah?
You're just truncheon me to death.
That's not allowed in the citizen's
I
arrest.
do actually carry a couple of, not weapons, because that's illegal. I carry a couple of self-defense items.
What are they? We haven't even got time, but what are they?
One is an attack alarm, and the other is a small canister that ejects blue ink.
Oh.
And
Okay.
when would you use the blue ink?
I'd
Like
spray
a
it in your
squid.
face if you came at me.
Right.
I'd spray it on their clothes.
No, face like this.
Is-
But what you do is you pretend that it's mace. Mace, obviously, you'll go in prison for, but it will also
Oh,
buy
do
you a
you?
couple of. Oh, yeah, it's like an offensive weapon,
Right.
but it looks like a mace, but it ejects blue ink. It's perfectly street legal. But this is what I'd do. I'd do this: mace, 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 and they'd be hands up, and as they're doing that, yeah, they're not looking for this. Bang! There goes the elbow.
wait. They put their
Full
hands
hammer.
up.
Okay.
They put their hands up. They
Yeah, but-
surrendered, and then you knocked them out.
Listen,
That's
I won't start nothing. I'll just end it.
Danny, you've been one of my favourite ever guests on this.
I'll do it whenever you want, mate. It's a bit
We'll
of fun,
get
isn't
you.
it?
You'll be coming back for sure.
Thank you very much.
Have you got anything you want to plug? No, okay.
Not really. Listen to my podcast with Mark and the jokes with Mark Simmons. Jokes with Mark Simmons podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts, and check out the on Ian Cornetto, Life and Death on Stage,
and go and see Danny do stand up because he's brilliant.
I mean, just see what Mark Simmons doing, and generally I'll be there.
Unless I'm doing it.
Jerry jumps in because it's my day of my mum's birthday, who died in September. But all right, Joe, you enjoy tonight's show, mate. You enjoy tonight's show. Hope you don't get food poisoning.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome.
It's been lovely. Well, until next time, everyone, please tell your friends and family and stuff. I think this is a great podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Enjoy your week. Good night.
And get your problems in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gotaproblemmate@gmail.com.
Bye.